This morning, I want to start with a story. Some of you may have heard this before, but I thought it reasonable to bring it up again, particularly in view of the weather outside. A lost traveler had hiked many miles across the Arizona desert. His water supply exhausted, his canteen empty. If he didn't find water soon, he most certainly would perish. In the distance, he saw an old shack, and when he arrived, he discovered a rusty pump with a tin can tied to it. A note inside read, "This well has never gone dry, but the pump needs priming. A jar of water is buried under the white rock with enough water to prime the pump. Pour half of the water into the pump to wet the leather. Wait a minute and then pour the rest of the jar in and begin pumping. When finished, please refill the jar and put it back as you found it for the next needy traveler who happens this way. P.S. There's a highway about 8 hours hike north." Now, I want you to think about what you would do if you were this traveler, and we'll come back to it later. Last week, we heard John's recitation of the feeding of the 5,000, ending with the story of Jesus walking on the Sea of Galilee. Today's lesson picks up where we left off, with a group of so-called followers looking for Jesus and his disciples. They weren't seeking Jesus' advice. They weren't there to hear his lessons. They weren't there for spiritual healing. They were there for the free food. But Jesus didn't care because he had other intentions that they simply did not understand. So like so many others, they asked Jesus for a sign, invoking Moses. But Jesus rebuked them, saying, "Very truly I tell you, it was not Moses who gave you the bread from heaven, but it is my Father who gives you the true bread from heaven." And Jesus goes on, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall never be hungry, and whoever believes in me shall never be thirsty." This is one of the 8 I am statements that only appear in John's gospel. And it is key to understanding chapter 6 of John. By choosing the specific words, "I am," Jesus was informing his listeners of his divinity. By using the term "I am," Jesus directed them back to the book of Exodus, where Moses asked God, "Who shall I say sent me?" And God replied, "Tell them, I am sent you." And that is all we can really comprehend about the nature of God. He simply describes himself as "I am." Then we hear the rest of Jesus' proclamation. "Whoever believes in me shall never be hungry, and whoever believes in me shall never be thirsty." And so we've come full circle back to the story of the lost traveler dying of thirst in the desert. Like us, the traveler has a choice. He can drink the jar of water, which will temporarily quench his thirst, but it's a temporary solution. And without more water, he's still likely to perish in the desert. Or he can have faith, prime the pump, slack his thirst, fill his canteen and refill the jar and hike out. And in doing so, he not only saves himself, but he may have saved a future soul lost in the desert. So would you dig up the water jar and drink it? Or would you believe and pour every last drop of water into that pump? Would you take the risk both for yourself and for the next weary traveler? What would you do? And this is the question that Jesus asks us today. We can accept the quick fix, which ultimately leads to death, or we can have faith, believe in Jesus, and have everlasting life. Okay, we understand that. We've heard it all before, but just what is faith? Let me try and illustrate. I don't care whether your belief is Buddhism, Christianity, Judaism, Muslim, or something else. It doesn't matter. We all have faith. We can't exist without it. Children have faith that their parents will feed and provide for them. We wake up in the morning and we switch on the bathroom light. We have faith that it will work. If we mail a letter, we have faith that somehow it will arrive at its destination. In July 1859, with President Millard Fillmore in attendance, Charles Blondin walked backwards on a tightrope across Niagara Falls. Reaching Canada, he stepped down to the loud applause and asked, "Who will bet that I can walk back with a wheelbarrow without falling?" And everyone yelled, "Yes, yes." "Then please step into my wheelbarrow and come with me." Needless to say, no volunteers stepped forward, and he proceeded pushing the wheelbarrow in front of him. And this demonstrates the difference between watching from the sidelines and being committed. This is the definition of faith. Blondin had faith, and he committed himself by stepping onto the rope. And just like those who witnesses Jesus' miracles and could still not believe, Blondin's onlookers had no faith, even though they had just seen him cross backwards across the falls with their own eyes. We, you and I, have an even greater challenge. We are called to believe, to have faith, without having ever seen. But the reward of salvation is worth it. For faith is what we do, not what we say. Amen.